White lies in a relationship, not okay. I'm going to say, this is the question, you guys, because we're going to talk about love, because that's what I feel like talking about today. White lies in a relationship. It depends on what they are, because lies are lies, right? So I don't think we need to be brutally honest if it will hurt the other person's feelings, but I want to know from you, what do you consider a white lie? I mean, I tell my husband the truth about pretty much everything. I don't have anything to hide, but I'm not unnecessarily true. You know, some people will be like, I'm just telling you my truth, but it's really to sort of hurt your feelings. I certainly don't do that to my husband because I love him and I don't want to hurt him. So yeah, I'm curious what the rest of you guys think about white lies in relationships. My goal and what we do in Real Love Revolution is we figure out our own love blueprints, because this is what really dictates why we are the way we are in our relationships. It's like, this is where it comes from. The way that we were raised, what we witnessed, what we saw. And you know, what you want makes a difference too. So anyway, this course, Real Love Revolution, if you're single, it's for you. If you're in a relationship and you know it could be better, it's for you. If you're in a relationship and you think you might need to leave, it's for you. Because really, this is all about you. This 12 weeks, it's 3 months, we'll be together. It's one of my favorite courses to teach because really, dude, I love love. I sure do. I love good love. And I know it's possible to create it even if nobody taught it to you growing up, right? Because most of us, when I did a survey, and 67% of my audience or more said they did not have any good love role models growing up. So how can we figure it out if we don't have any role models? You know what I mean? Can toxic behavior disappear when a person really wants to work on it? Here's the thing. It's not about them wanting to work on it. It's about them actually working on it. And they're two different things. So if you're telling me the person's in therapy, not talking about going to therapy, but actually in therapy, took the initiative, is doing that, then sure. Because that's usually the thing that's missing from people is they're taking action. They may recognize, I don't like being this way, I'm sorry, I know I'm difficult, blah, blah. But that and a Metro card will get you on the friggin' subway in New York. Like, that is not helpful for change. Change is taking action. So I feel very hopeful that people can change if they want to. One of the biggest struggles, I feel like, with people in relationships, with people who are toxic, is that they don't want to change. They think you need to change. They think you're the problem. You know what I mean? So if your person is willing to do some work, right on. Excited for 2024. My goal is to take as many classes and learn as much as possible from you. Right on. I love that goal. You are a part of my self-care and self-love in 2024. Tracy Carter, that's amazing. Please take RLR. I can't wait. We start at the end of the month. I mean, it's also a great way, honestly, to spend the first 3 months of this year. We are like seriously focused on ourselves, on being healthy, because this is a course that covers everything. It really does. But it's all about you. And I feel like most of you in my audience, you're all about other people. When you start to really get into what it is that we do in this course, the self-knowledge is so deep. It's so profound. Where, again, we're not blaming anyone. We're not blaming parents. The reality is that this is your life now, right? This is my life now. I'm responsible for what I create. And yeah, we need to acknowledge, many of us had really shitty things happen in our lives. It's a true story. All of us, I imagine, did. And yet, we're also here now. We can change that story. We can decide to focus on what's right. We can decide to focus on what's good. We can protect ourselves from toxic people. We can choose not to let those people into our lives. We really can. And I know it feels a lot of times, especially when it's family, like we can't. But I've walked, at this point, thousands of people through the process of falling madly and deeply in love with yourself. Because when you do, everything else changes. Because that relationship, when you think about your relationship with yourself, that sets the bar for every other relationship that you have in your life. If we treat ourselves like crap, if we're last on our own list, if we talk badly about ourselves, all those things, what happens? That's like an energetic message. It's like a smoke signal that we send out. And what we attract is people who agree with that low self-assessment. So why I always go in with my therapy clients and when I'm teaching my courses, and this is what we do in Real Love Revolution, is we go in first because that's what has to change. How we relate to ourselves, how we think about ourselves, our self-image, our self-relationship, not just the image, how we talk to ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, how we think about ourselves and our potential in the world. All of those things are things we really get into analyzing. We already have a bunch of people signed up, like-minded, like-hearted folks that really just want other people to win. You know, that feeling where you're in a group of people who really have your back, who are really like, you got this, or who are really like, I see you. And I don't think most of us have much of that out there in the world. A lot of us don't. Certainly societally, I feel like a lot of that has changed. So terrycole.com/RLR. I'm in a terrible breakup. What's the first thing I should do? Gather your girlfriends. Gather people who want you to win. Gather people who are not going to give you stupid advice. Gather people who will watch a sad movie with you or a happy movie with you. Gather people who will just be with you and let you feel however you feel. Stop trying to make a case for why you shouldn't be sad because the person was an idiot, because that's not helpful, right? It's like, be with people. And if there are people that you love, but they're not good at that, tell them, hey, do you know what I need? I need to be with you. And can we just go out to dinner and not talk about this? Or can you just let me bawl my eyes out and not tell me all the reasons why I'm better off without the person? We really do sometimes, you guys, have to tell people what we need if we're in pain. Because it's so tempting, you know what I mean? They wanna, because so many of us are high functioning codependents, they wanna auto advice give you, they want to tell you you're better off, or the friends who tell you, I always hated that person, you're like, super not helpful. You're still in pain. That's you've got to be with people who can let you focus on the fact that that's your truth right now, is you're in pain and that you feel bad. You're gonna survive. We all survive, right? Emotional intelligence. Does this make a good relationship? Was somebody's question. Well, I mean, it can. It certainly is better than emotionally tone deaf, right? It really matters what's important to you. But I really had, like, before I got together with my husband, I had a rule that no more unexamined minds. Like, I was done with people who didn't know about their own internal life, their own feelings, how their childhood impacted them. Like, I just was like, I gotta be done with that crowd. Because you're literally talking about speaking two different languages, you know? When you're talking to someone who doesn't know themselves, it's really hard. And it's so satisfying being in a relationship with someone. So anyway, my husband had 20 years of therapy before we even got together. It's so satisfying being in a relationship with someone who does know themselves, because you can talk about those things. You know, if I say, like, well, why do you think that bothered you so much? Vic can say, you know, I kind of think it might be because in childhood, like, he knows himself. He knows his interior self, his life. And you can't do that for another person. So it really is important. Emotional intelligence, mental wellness. White lie, what are you thinking right now? Sometimes that is private to say, or I'd rather not say it enters white lie. No, actually, here's the thing. What are you thinking right now? First of all, that's a question, and you have a right to your intellectual and emotional privacy. You may not want to share what you're thinking right now, and that's okay. So I don't think, Heather, that that's a white lie, but I think it's okay to say really nothing, or nothing important, or nothing, you know, nothing I feel like sharing. And because that's too demanding to me. Someone being like, I mean, I say it to my husband all the time, but not in a demanding way. Like, I'll say, if I see his mind going, I'll say, what are you thinking? And he'll be like, oh, it doesn't even make sense. Way back in the day, I would be like, but I actually am interested if you want to share. And he would, so now we just tell each other the most random shit about whatever we're thinking, because I am interested. But if he was like, I don't really know, or I don't feel like talking about it, I also wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, sure, that's his right too, right? I don't own my husband's mind. I'm interested in my husband's thoughts. And those are two different things, you know? My dad taught me a lie. By omission is still a lie. It creates distrust because there is a gap in the whole truth. I think that it depends on what you're omitting though, right? If what you're omitting is on your side of the street, meaning your private thoughts. You have a right to not share it. That's different. But I know that's not what you're talking about, Tracy. You're talking about intentionally. You know what I mean? Intentionally withholding information that you, from what you sound like, the other person has a right to have. And Tracy says, if you can afford Real Love Revolution, you should totally take it. Well, I will happen to agree with you guys. Oh my God, I'm going soon. Yes, terrycole.com/RLR. Go check it out. I would so love to spend the next 3 months with you. Like, that would make my entire year. So we've got lots of people already signed up, but I would love it if it were you. So maybe let this be the year that you do something different, right? Maybe let this be the year of a major power pivot for you. Is this a gift that you can give yourself? I would love to see you there.